Lester Munson is a principal at the BGR Group, a government relations firm here in Washington. He spent nearly 3 decades on Capitol Hill, also worked as part of former President George W. Bush's administration. Lester, welcome to our program.
Thanks for having me.
So talks at the White House produced no results yesterday. Their two sides are clearly at an impasse. Neither side is budging. So where do we go from here?
Well, I think we had to get through today. Today's a historic day for Democrats. They've sworn in Nancy Pelosi as the new speaker. She's the first ever woman speaker from her previous time as speaker. This is a very big deal that Democrats have taken over part of Congress. They had to get through this whole very public day of celebration for them. Now that we've gotten basically into that and hopefully soon past that, then you can see real negotiations between Democrats and Republicans. I think previously everyone was trying to jockey for position and not really sure that they will be able to do something before today. Now that today has happened, I'm a little more optimistic something can get done in the next few days.
But with the Democrats now taking control of the House, would that make things more difficult for President Trump in this border wall thing that he wants?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It means he's probably going to get a little bit less money than he would have otherwise. But essentially, the Democrats had a veto in the Senate where they had more than 40 votes, which meant they could stop legislation from happening if they stayed united. So the president was never really going to get exactly what he wanted, even with a Republican Congress. Now that Democrats control the House, it's going to be a little bit harder, but it's basically the same situation. He's going to have to negotiate with congressional Republicans and Democrats to get a deal.
So what would that deal entail, Lester? I mean, he wants a wall. The majority of Democrats do not want a wall. I think most of them don't want a wall. So where can the two sides meet in the middle here?
Well, they probably have to step back a little bit and go bigger, and it's possible you could see a compromise on larger immigration issues, the DACA issue, which is these kids of illegal immigrants who have come to the United States, maybe finding a way forward for them. And combining that with some kind of funding for border security where both sides would feel they got something out of it, even if it wasn't a perfect solution for their side.
All right, I'm going to tell you something that President Trump said, and I want you to say if this is fact or fiction.
Oh, boy.
He claims Mexico is paying for the wall through a replacement of the North American Free Trade Agreement. True or false?
That is false.
Okay, expand on that. So why would he say something like that?
Well, he made this kind of crazy promise during the campaign that he was going to build a wall on the border with Mexico and he was going to get Mexico to pay for it. Mexico's not going to pay for it. You could make a very, very, very indirect argument that if there's some sort of better financial situation for the United States because of the new trade deal with Mexico, which, by the way, no one's making that argument. But if you made that argument, you could say, well, this extra revenue in the U.S. Treasury, which essentially comes from trade with Mexico, could be the thing that's paying for the wall. That's not true. First of all, we're not getting increased revenue over tariffs from Mexico, and we're not building a wall. So there's really, it's an interesting thing to say, and it's a lot of political posturing, but it's not true.
All right, one more true or false here. Much of the wall has already been fully renovated or built. Fact or fiction?
I think that's actually largely true. There is a wall already along many parts of the border between the U.S. and Mexico, and a lot of the so-called debate that you see here in Washington is really kind of a fake debate about what to do with these areas where there isn't a wall. In a lot of places where there's swampland or maybe a lake or a river, it doesn't really make sense for there to be a wall. So this is kind of a weird debate to be having. Both sides are using a lot of symbolism here to appeal to their base.
And if you had to guess, how long would this government shutdown going to linger?
I think it's going to be another week, and then you're going to see some sort of deal and way forward where both sides are going to find a way out.
Okay, optimistic. Lester Munson, thank you so much.
Thank you.